Welcome back everybody to episode 26 of my TerraTech campaign playthrough. And, oh, he's not, hang on a second. This guy needs to be anchored. Because if he doesn't, he's gonna... Oh, okay, he's anchored at the back there. That should stop him following me around. Okay. Welcome back to episode 26 of my TerraTech campaign playthrough, and sun is just about to rise over the desert. Hubel is inviting me to do an intermediate run through again of the intermediate hover training. I don't know why there are so many of these intermediate hover trainings. It seems like they have done it. They have overdone it. But I have a working craft, so that's nice. And I've actually installed quite a few. Well, it actually had a lot of batteries in it, and I've installed some solar panels. What I don't yet have on this is much in the way of armament, because it's that's it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This isn't going to defend itself against anybody, but I do at least have some shields, if only at the front of the craft. So we're going to have to make a change on that. But I designed this mostly to try and get through these trials, because the circular thing they gave us just kept zooming around and spinning. Okay, so Hubel wants us to decide if we're going to have their little thing. No, we're not. So let's quickly go through this time trial. I'm actually, if anything, because I've got anti-grav motors on this, flying a little high. So let's... I wonder if I should maybe take off the anti-grav motor. That's this thing. I'm all over the place. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna put that back on again. Okay, let's quickly put that back on again, because clearly it's necessary to the thing actually staying in the air at all. Right, there we go. Maybe I've got the wrong vehicle out. Actually, I have a hoverbird, which isn't terrible. Let's put the hoverbird out instead. It's got these silly legs on it. Let's take the legs off, because they just get in the way. But other than that, this works reasonably well. Hopefully this can get through the time trial. Or actually, I think it's not even a time trial, it's just an intermediate. Can you steer this thing in a straight line because we built it so badly test. I think every previous test has just been a straight line drive, because they recognise how difficult it is to just clip the edge there. How difficult it is to steer one of these things. Got the exciting music going, but it's not exactly exciting, is it? There we go. We'll get ourselves a packet of something. Oh, hang on. I don't want to deploy that. I want to deploy the classic grabber. There's something rolling along there. Engine, something. Oh, and there's a big... That looks like a big anti-gravity. Okay, well that did that job. We will quickly... In fact, you know what? Since I'm not being attacked, I'm gonna risk popping away that. Popping out my airplane. This little guy. Oh, interesting that one's missing. There's this automatic snapshot of an airplane. It says I don't have the parts for it. switch to my airplane. Put that guy away. Thank you, Hubel. We're going to zip over and find this time trial. Put off this direction. I wonder what's on the top of that. Nothing at all. This is a weird thing. I don't think it comes into the game. It's just a gigantic kind of obelisk thing. And I don't think there's any point at which you actually do anything with it. It's just there. Zoom out a little bit, we won't get the engine noise quite so badly. I don't know, I guess this is the end to go in from. Okay, not too bad a landing. So that's oh yeah, that's 4. 5 is unavailable. Big 6. Quickly switch to big 6 and anchor, so we can start charging up. Pop the plane away. Bring out zoomer, which will be here somewhere. Here's zoomer. And let's see if we can do the time trial. Now, zoomer may not be the best design for this at the moment, but it's what we've got, so let's see how he does, and then we'll make adjustments if necessary. Okay, here we go. I've just switched from another game where driving you use the finger triggers, and of course this one you just push the stick in the direction you want to go. Here we go. How long have I got? 90 seconds. I'm not using the now I am. And I went up. That's why I wasn't using the old boost. A little bit too much boost and you're out of the reckoning. Let's try that again. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, and that's another reason I wasn't using the boost, because it runs out pretty quickly. And then you've got to wait for it to recharge. Like that. Oh. Ah, there we did it. That was actually slightly easier than I expected. I thought I was going to run out of fuel. I thought I was going to have to put on some fuel at least. Turns out we didn't need any extra fuel. Zoom has done us quite well actually. For a simple piece of tech, he has done the business a few times for us. Nevertheless, away he goes for now. My goodness, they do like those big wheels. Based at small usually works better with these racing things because you stay within the lines more easily with a smaller piece of tech. I've never built anything using the giant wheels, truck wheels. So our remaining missions, we've got Slalom, quite a long way away, and anti-grav trial, quite a long way away, and then continue to destroy enemy techs when almost at the end of that one, as we find them. Nothing particularly exciting there. There is a BB station over here, but I think what I'm going to do is pop out the airplane, fly over to the Slalom, and knock that one out. This is my slightly fancier plane that actually has some weapons, but the weapons are just little machine guns. It's not a very big plane, and it really isn't going to bother anybody, but that was my attempt to build something that actually could shoot somebody if necessary, if it was being attacked. It's a long way away, but it's a nice flight at least. Interesting, we're flying northeast. I can quickly just give us a look around the world. The sun is coming up okay, and off in that direction. I can't get the, I think because I'm flying forwards at a reasonable pace, the camera won't go any further than that behind us. I haven't got, on this plane, an altitude altimeter, but it seems like it's not climbing up, it's not nosing up quite as badly as the other one. It seems a little bit more stable in the air, which is very nice. Oh, this was a slippery slope, guys. Remember this? This was horrible. I hated the slippery slope. Well, it wasn't as bad on a replay as it was the first time I did it. The first time I did it, that was a nightmare. It took multiple attempts, falling off the edge many, many times. The sun comes out full strength now. Maybe because we're in the desert. I don't know if different biomes have different lighting levels. It kind of feels like they do, because that's changed very quickly. I think flying this high, we're not generating, we're not spawning. There's the pipes. And that, it's called broken pipe because there's gaps in the pipe, so you've got to be super careful not to fall down the gaps in the pipe. Now, if we can land about here-ish. Perfect landing. There we go. That did the job very, very well. We'll stick out not 3, big 6. I need to take a better picture of this guy in the daylight so that he becomes more obvious in the picture list. Let's just quickly pop on a couple of missing. Actually, just anchor as well. Oh no, let's not anchor there. Weapons. A couple of missing pip lasers on the front. I don't know why they're not colouring in. Okay. So that's just our little defense unit there. He can sit there and charge. And we're going to bring out Zoomer again. And again, for this challenge, the monster wheels might look nice, but you're definitely not going to want to have to put a monster truck through this challenge. I just had a thought. Yeah, that guy is on defense, so at least he's going to do something if we're attacked. Okay. So the broken pipe slalom. This is probably going to take 2 or 3 attempts. Can I get my wheels up? Oops. Oh! It's quite a thing when you can't even get onto this challenge without falling off the pipes. Okay, I'm just going to wait a second while I could have done a lift actually. You can get up here, okay. So I've got to make sure there's a gap on the right, then there's a gap on the left. All I've got to do is not fall through the gaps, and I should be good. It says slalom, but it kind of looks to me like I could just go in a straight line. Is there a gap? There's no gap in the middle. It says slalom through the hoops in the pipe. Are there? Oh, the hoops haven't appeared yet, that's why. Okay, so they're going to appear. Alright, let's give it a go. Do that. There you go. Simple as that. And these venture hoops and things vanish after you've done them, so you recognise the marks in the ground, but the actual hoops, what's that? That's some kind of scrapper. Everybody gives you a scrapper. You say you don't really need, what, 6 different types of scrapper. 1 would do. You don't need 6, but they all like to provide scrappers. There's a little enemy tech down there. So the last challenge we have, apart from kill lots of enemy techs, is the anti-grav time trial. That's not too far away when we fly there. Let's go into the unavailable stuff. So we'll just grab a little plane, or oh, okay. Before we do that, let's take a picture of retake a picture of Big 6, so that it's a bit more obvious that that is Big 6 when we need to. Put Zoomer away. Some of my plane parts might have come from Zoomer as well. And scrolling down, looking for my airplane, it's this one. That's not the best picture either, to be honest. A little bit dark. Starting to get dark again here. That will make it a little easier to see the plane, which, by the way, does in fact have all the mod cons here. We have a shield, we have a repair bubble, they're both so far back they're not going to save the propeller apparently. But we have those things. What I could do is shorten this body down, yeah, and get rid of that block, put the shield as part. Well, maybe, I don't know. It could be tidied up a little bit, but it works, so we'll just keep going with it because we're just using it for transport. So that's saying hunt enemy text doesn't have a particular location, but if I pop anti-grav time trial down, we've now got a location to head for. So let's do some heading. Oh yeah, this is an RP plane. I put it together with whatever was available at the time, so nothing matches. We've got Venture, what's it, Hover, no, Better Future Tail Wings, but, and that's almost everything else I think is just the regular GS, what are they called? And then that tail skid looks suspicious in its colouring, and then the wheels are from Venture because they look like they were going to work. But overall, it flies quite well, surprisingly. Not so good on the landings. I think it's a little bit top heavy, but it does fly in a reasonable straight line. I'm actually quite surprised at my performance on that slalom. I thought I was going to run out of time. Turns out, as long as you don't go over the edges, you really don't have to be all that quick. I have something like 30 seconds left. Ooh, dong, dong, dong. Close enough for me to aim at, and then not close enough for me to aim at. There's the sun setting. And it does indeed set in the west. It doesn't seem to matter what alien planets they're creating for us to play with. We always align north and south and east and west the same way. It is, of course, perfectly possible for the planet to spin in the other direction. I think, is it... I know Uranus lies on its side, and so if you could live on the surface, of course you can't because it's made of gas, but if you lived on the surface of Uranus, the sun would move in a very different path. I'm not sure how you determine which is the north and which is the south pole, because it doesn't have a magnetic core. And by the way, the north and south pole are wrong at the moment anyway. The north pole is actually a south pole. Whoops, something coming past. Let's have a shoot at it. Those machine guns are powerful enough to kind of throw me a little bit off when I'm flying. Kind of affect the way the plane flies. You know, here's the interesting thing. I'm flying west, and I'm kind of keeping up with the sun. There's my horrible anti-gravity time trial. And this is the thing. They didn't time me on the previous one, but this one is timed. And anti-grav is one thing we're not very experienced at because we barely use it, and yet this one is timed. That's interesting. Okay, so we're down, and before anybody gets to attack us, let's quickly pop Big 6 down as well. Oops. And we'll bring out our bobblecraft, which ought to be able to fly. I don't know, by the way, those solar panels I put there obviously ought to block each other from the sun. I don't know if they do, and they're badly placed. Yep, and the sun goes way down anyway. I haven't checked too much in this game how effective you have to be. So it does go up, but I have to keep it going up, and then it'll drop again if I don't, which might or might not be a good thing. Okay, let's try. Actually, let's anchor and see if we can put on a. Didn't we collect a bigger anti-grav engine recently? Anti-grav, this one. So if I take off the apple and put on this one, which is going to be chunkier. I wonder if that kind of looks the same, doesn't it? But I think it's chunkier. I want to see if that will make us fly a little bit higher, and if that doesn't work, ooh, we are gaining height. Look, I'm not doing anything, and I am rising. Is there a height at which I stop gaining height? Or do I just keep going forever and then go to space? Measuring against this thing, we are still gaining. In fact, we're so high, I can't go into build mode. You come down. What I want is a hovertech that neither goes up nor down. That would be lovely. Let's I'm going to put a bit of extra weight in this thing. Really, we just want a bit of extra weight in this thing. I've said it, haven't I? There's nothing more to say about that. If we want a bit of extra weight, we could put on some. Oh, what was that? Air rig. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. Let's go to the top. Grab some of these corners. And some of these blocks. Oh, those. Okay, yeah, those are the wrong shape, aren't they? Well, let's just do it and see what happens. That was just a little bit extra weight on the back end. We are climbing again. Okay, let's gain a little bit of height, and we drop straight back down again. Wow. So that little bit of extra weight, what, 5 blocks? And we can barely fly now. So let's take 3 of them off, see what happens. And unlimited. I have got the anti-grav engine on. Okay. So interesting. So without those 2 blocks, or now, it's not behaving as it was before. It's now struggling to get in the air. Utterly weird, this thing. This is why I hate anti-grav stuff. It's not behaving. It's back where it was. It's back when I started, and it's not behaving the same way. I cannot now get high enough to actually get through the archway anymore, or through the circle. So before I had no problems. Now I have problems. take off some weight, and I'm still stuck. Weird, weird, weird. So, let's... I'm going to put it away, bring it out again, and see if it reverts to its previous behaviour. So, you go. Grabber, you're in the wrong place, you're not grabbing those blocks. Anti-grav, bubblecraft, let's pop you out again. Grabber, you pop over. Whoops, that wasn't what I meant to do. Never mind. Oh, yes, it is there, thank goodness. I thought for a second I didn't have a machine out. Okay. Here we go. Big 6 should be a little bit easier to see now. We've frozen. I tried to click on Big 6. There we go. Lock him down. He's not yet charging. Okay, back to the bubblecraft. Take away the anchor. And now it's able to fly, which it wasn't able to do before. It's able to fly, but it's dropping when I'm not deliberately trying to make it fly. And just okay, now I can go up. And bear in mind this is a time trial, but now it's just dropping down again like a cow with no parachute. Okay, let's get through the start. Oh, we're not through the start. The start goes the other direction, I guess. Whoops, somebody's come to take an interest in us. I'm not sure why Hooble, or whatever his name is, isn't here to tell us which direction to go, because it would be easier to get through these trials if somebody was saying where the start. This thing isn't really any better than the previous one, is it? It's just bigger. I've stayed too far from the mission area because I can't steer this thing in a straight line because it's a hover anti-grav piece of Here we go. Little bit up, little bit forward, little bit up, little bit forward. That's how we're going to try and do it. Little bit up, little bit forward. Little bit up, little bit forward. Little bit more up, a little bit less sideways, a little bit. Sound like John. And come on, guys, through there. Right, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. Gain height speed. No, you can do it. If you just try, look a bit harder. I'm having to use 2 thumbs to work 3 controls here. Ooh, there's the end of the trial, but it's going to be too many seconds away. I missed it by a fraction. Ooh, okay. Missed it by a fraction. Because the SS don't want to go in a straight line. Won't go in a straight line. If we only missed it by a fraction, let's add a little bit of boost. Alright, we're going to give it another go, guys. Hopefully that hasn't completely messed us. Oh, they're not doing anything. Hang on. The ion drives don't do anything. I thought they were engines. They're not working. Why are they not working? is supposed to make them work. Much like the propellers offered by other corporations, the iron drives don't work. It works well for helping an ungrounded tech get off the ground and keep it that way indefinitely. It has an awesome blue trail, but these ones did not work. Nothing happened. Are they controlled in a different way from lift, boost, roll, boosters? No. Okay, so the boosters don't work. Now they work fine on the car. They don't work on this. Okay. I don't even know if this is a hovercraft or an airplane. It's just, apart from the fact it won't go anywhere. Okay, it now can't go up and down because it's trying to spin. We'll go back to hovercraft and we'll try and get the boosters to actually do something. Boosters. No, it doesn't want to work. It's saying left control, but I'm not pressing left control. Let's try. No, I've got some other buttons here, but none of those work either. Right, let's just try doing spacebar. So how does that? No. Okay. Spacebar will do the ion drive. So that might just give that little bit of speed. Oh, but this thing doesn't. Oh, I'm on airplane still. I thought I switched to hovercraft. Take off airplane. Okay, so now where is spacebar sending me? Straight forward, apparently. And now the ion drives are doing something. Oh, this is this is hopeless. I can't even control. Okay. Those ion drives are kind of dribbling trails, but they're not doing anything to make us go quicker. They just look like they're doing something. They're not actually doing anything. Wow, what an excellent episode this is, guys. Let's try making something work the boosters. Alright, let's rebind the keys. Boosters, space, apply. So I'm hitting the space bar and the boosters are doing nothing. And this, creators of TerraTech, Payload Studios, is why I get so frustrated with some parts of this game. If it could just work without me having to... I'm using a controller, you allow me to use a controller, let's just have the controller do things when I press buttons on it. That would be nice. That thing's going to be too huge. Those are too small. The drinks fuel. Right, this one doesn't need fuel because it has its own thing. Does that? We're making some progress. Okay, let's go up a little bit higher. Okay, juggling 4 controls with 2 thumbs now. I should be able to get through here. Oh, I'm a little bit more height. There we go. Right, let's do it. Stop dropping like a brick. When you're hovering, you're supposed to hover. Oops, mate. Oh, come on. I'm out. Yes, I'm out. Why? Why did that suddenly decide it was going to drop out of the sky? Like it doesn't have any anti-gravity units at all. I don't understand why these things fly the way they do, and that's why I never use them. Okay. And that's why I take such delight in blasting them out of the air. Let's add some more. What does an orb booster do? No, it needs a fuel tank. What does a... So I'm worried if I put too many anti-grav engines on it, it's suddenly going to go flying up into the sky. There are those are flippers. That's an adjustment thrust. This is an anti-grav engine that just stop it dropping out of the sky like a dead duck. But the only one I've got is this big one, and it's going to be too big. I know it. It's going to send me flying into the sky. Probably the second I look at it. Okay, let's just back the camera out a little bit so we can see what's going on here. So we added more anti-grav power, but this thing now flies less than it did before. That's as high as it can go, so it can't even get up. Right, so add an anti-gravity engine, and what you've done is add weight. Take off the anti-gravity engine, and now something's wrong with the control scheme whereby it won't even go upwards at all. But it still has this. Take off the little one, put on the big one. And it now thinks that when I press... Okay, it now thinks it's trying to go... Okay, hang on, did I have them? Okay. So, pop on a second anti-gravity engine. and it cannot get any higher than that. Take the anti-gravity engine off. This is the smaller anti-gravity engine there, and we are still limited. Guys, I'm sorry about this. I'm going to stop this episode right here. I am about to take this machine out back, give it a stiff talking to, and explain to it how it's supposed to work, because this, I missed that trial by fractions of a second, and if I'd got through that, I might never fly one of these wretched things again. I need my daughter, who has played with these for hours on end, to explain to me why my machine doesn't fly properly. I can boost when I need to. That's something. I can theoretically catch a bit of speed, but why won't it go up? Maybe I need to go to a BB station and pick the right stuff. I'm not yet maxed out on level 3. Maybe I need to max out on level 3. It's also just flying. Sometimes it just doesn't want to fly straight. I'm looking backwards and I press forwards. I don't know. I'm going to stop this one here in a sense of utter frustration that I can't do a simple thing like use an anti-gravity machine. And we'll come back to another episode when either I just ignore this trial completely, or I've done it and ignored it and done it off camera, or I've built a better machine that actually wants to go in the air using its anti-gravity engines. Thanks for watching my frustration, guys. We did at least knock off the Slalom and the broken pipe challenges, so we got something done in this episode. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea. That's what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching.